More breaking news coming in at the moment, and in fact this is a notice that has in fact been given to Raja Singh. These are notices from the Shahinayat Ganj and the Mangal Ghat police under 41A of CRPC under these three cases, one at Shahinayat Ganj and Mangal Ghat and Dabirpura cases that Raja Singh has been invoked under the PD Act. That is the information coming in at the moment. Notice has been given over the objectionable videos of Raja Singh where in fact he was allegedly insulting the Prophet. That is the allegation that in fact the police has given as the grounds for in fact arresting Raja Singh and arresting him in fact under the PD Act, saying that statements are irresponsible and intimidating. Cops have served notice on Raja Singh in the February case. Let's quickly bring in a word from Arunil as well on this. Swati also joining us. Before I come across to you, Arunil, let me get in a word from Swati. Swati, can you take us through that notice? What is being said here?
There's two notices here that was issued by the police department of the Telangana state informing Mr. Raja about two cases that were registered against him earlier, two incidences cited by the police. Now, in this particular notice issued by the Mangal Ghat police station, and I quote from this, it says, "Notice to accused under section 41A of the CRPC in exercise of powers conferred under subsection 1 of section 41A of the CRPC, I hereby inform you that on 19th February 2022 at 9 p.m. received a copy of complaint of Assistant Chief Electoral Officer, Chief Electoral Officer and the EO Secretary to Government with copies of enclosures of order." Here are the details of that particular thing, mentioning that you made objectionable statements in a video widely circulating on various media platforms which are utterly irresponsible and intimidating to the voters that have the undertone and propensity to undue influence the elections in the state of Uttar Pradesh. And then some directions have been issued here to T. Raja. It says, "You shall not commit any offence in future. You shall not tamper with the evidences in the case in a manner whatsoever. You shall not make any threat, inducement or promise to any person acquainted with the fact of the case so as to dissuade him from disclosing such facts to the court or to police officer. You shall appear before the honorable court as and when required or directed. You shall join the investigation of the case as and when required and will cooperate in the investigation." It further says, "You shall disclose all the facts truthfully without concealing any part relevant for the purpose of investigation to reach to the right conclusion of the case. You shall produce all relevant documents, material required for the purpose of investigation. You shall render your full cooperation, assistance in apprehension of the accomplice." So this is in connection to a case, an incident that took place in February 2022. Another notice is here which was issued by the Shahinayat Ganj police station to Mr. Raja before his arrest. Today at 11 a.m. this morning, two notices were given to him. Now, this is in connection to a case, and here he is being informed that on 12th of April 2022 at 11 hours received a report from Shri G. Rajeshwar Reddy, Senior Inspector of Police, Police Station Shahinayat Ganj, for playing provocative song at Begum Bazar, Chhatri, Hyderabad on 10th of April 2022 during Shri Ram Navi procession. So these are those old cases that Raja was also talking about.
All right, stay with us, Swati. In fact, let's bring in a quick word for Arunil. Arunil, so the legal troubles for Raja Singh certainly appear to be mounting, but what about the other individuals who have also been seen and heard on camera chanting those provocative slogans? Any word coming in from the Hyderabad police as far as that aspect is concerned?
Well, Madhav, at present I'm reporting from Shah Ali Banda Chowk. This is the very chowk where the protesters have been vociferously protesting since 3 days now. I'll show you, my video journalist Sanjay Ranjit has been showing you the mood out here. You can see there are posters of Asauddin Owaisi. This is right next to the famous Charminar, which is clearly down the road over here. A heavy police deployment still can be seen at the Shah Ali Banda Chowk. Now, coming to your question as well, I spoke to the supporters of Mr. Raja Singh. They have been saying that these protesters who have been making death threat, who have been calling for beheading of Raja Singh, they were let go on the insistence of the Telangana Chief Minister, Mr. Chandrasekhar Rao, as well as the AIMIM Chief Asauddin Owaisi. the supporters of Raja Singh also are questioning the timing of these old cases, basically saying that why now only these old cases are being invoked by the Hyderabad police, whether the cops in Hyderabad are being acting under any kind of pressure from the AIMIM chief as well as from the Telangana chief minister. These kind of questions have been raised by the supporters of Raja Singh. We were reporting from his residence as well. They were very aggressively supporting their leader. Yes, Raja Singh may be suspended by the BJP, but his supporters were very much there at his house, basically
All right,
saying
let's go across now. Swamit has
to
reached the Cherlapalli prison. Arunil, I just want to interrupt over there. Take us through what's happening at the prison where Raja Singh is lodged. Swamit.
Well, Madhav, we are right now standing at the central prison, Cherlapalli. We can clearly see here security has been beefed up, and already vehicles have entered into the premises. We can clearly see there a bus there in the premises inside the Cherlapalli prison, and this is where actually this is in the outskirts of the Hyderabad city, in the neighboring Medchal Malkajgiri district. Here, he was brought here just in around 10 minutes ago. He was here, and admission has been said okay by the Cherlapalli jail superintendent, and now his details being taken, and also that order copy where CV Anand, the Commissioner of Hyderabad City Police, have signed on the PD Act. That order copy is also being right now checked inside the premises now, and he's just entered into the premises inside that jail, and he's right now in the entry barrack where till then the superintendent and additional superintendent will be checking that order copy signed by the Commissioner of Police, and also they have stated that he's rowdy sheeter and he's involved in several cases and important cases like giving hate speech, derogatory statements, and even last we can say he has given a speech against Prophet Muhammad. So right now he has been
All right, let me quickly, there is some breaking news